Loads Boxing in the building at the gym right now. I'm with the next Haney champion in the making, Sean Haney.
Yeah, what's up with it, man? How y'all feeling?
Yo, Sean, so tell us your background, tell us your starting with tennis and how you got into boxing.
You know, so me and my dad, we were watching the U.S. Open, I think, and he was like, oh, you think you could do that? And I was like, yeah, that shit easy. So a few days later, I was on the tennis court playing, you know. It was I still love the sport. I still have respect for the sport because I know how hard it is. But, you know, I just felt like, you know, it's just time to switch over. You know, I'm going to my real passion, what I really love, you know, and I'm ready to take over.
So your passion always been boxing even though you started tennis first?
Yes. My passion has always been boxing.
So the training with tennis, it gives you a head start because you're working on athleticism, you're working on fast-paced, explosive movements. How will you compare it to the boxing training, and how has it helped you out in boxing?
It's helped me a lot. You know, a lot of fighters. These guys are 3-round fighters. I'm already trained to go. I could go 8 rounds right now if I really wanted to. You know, the fast twitch, the you know, putting your whole body weight into it. It's all been a good transition. It's all been a transition in a good way. You know, like it's helped me in a lot of ways.
Okay, and coming up, being that you say that boxing is your passion, right? Yeah. Besides your brother, what other fighters did you grow up watching that you try to emulate and add to your style?
I grew up watching Floyd. You know, it's hard not watching Floyd in this era. You know, he's the best ever. I grew up watching Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Wow.
I like watching Bam Rodriguez, even though he's a southpaw. You know, there's so many fighters I've watched. You know, I try to take bits and pieces of everybody. You know, I take Devin's jab, you know, Shakur's defense. You know, it's just bits and pieces I'm grabbing and adding it to my toolbox. Soon I'll have a warehouse full of tools that you guys will see.
There you go. And you know what, bro? That's very unique. You a young kid. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 15 years old.
All right, and you talking about Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
You talking about Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
So what's your take on, like, I noticed a lot of this generation of younger fighters have a knack for, like, sort of disrespecting the legends. Like, when Shakur made that statement about Sugar Ray Robinson and Roberto Duran, what's your take on that? As far as, like, the younger generation going at the old generation?
You know, Shakur, you know, he said that the game has evolved, which it has. It has evolved a lot. But, you know, it's hard. You know, the people he had to fight was crazy. He had to fight Tommy Hearns. You know, he had to fight a 6'1", 70-something reach, you know, that's knocking you out if he hits you. You know, it's hard. Like, these guys, Shakur, we just seen him fight Zepeda. You know, it's been long overdue. You know, that was his first great fighter, I guess you could say, even though who is Zepeda beat except Kevin Farmer. You know, so you still got to give respect to the legends. They fought everybody. You can't take away from their records.
Exactly.
They were never scared to lose their own.
And they were more active.
They were way more active.
A champion back then would fight 5-6 times a year. A champion now, you'd be lucky if you get twice. You know what I'm saying? Depending on promotion.
So, you know, you still got to give them their respect purely based off who they fought and when they're fighting. Like me, when I go pro, I'm going to be the throwback fighter. I'm going to be calling everybody out, taking all these big fights. You know, because I care about legacy. I don't really care about money. If it was about money, I'm good right now. My brother has millions. My dad has millions. I just sit back.
You're doing it because you just want to do it.
Yeah,
That's the passion.
But I just want to do it. I just want to show my legacy, have my name in the history books forever.
That's good that you're a student of the game. And being that you mentioned you watch your brother, you learn his jab, you learn a lot of Floyd tricks, Shakur's tricks. Being that you mentioned Duran, I strongly suggest watch how he cuts the ring off.
Yes.
Watch how he uses feints and how he places his punches, because Duran might be probably the biggest puncher ever at 135. I don't know if you know about his career. 135, he's the greatest lightweight of all time.
Greatest.
He moved up to 147 and beat Ray Leonard.
Yes.
That's the equivalent of Javante or Shakur going to 147 and beating Bud Crawford when he was the man.
Yes.
So you gotta respect that, bro.
Got to respect it. He had the power to go up to, I think he could have went to 54 and got some guys.
Who?
Roberto Duran.
Duran went to 160. He went to 160.
Yeah, I didn't see him fight at 60.
Yeah, at 37 years old.
He had the power, huh?
Yeah.
Power never fades. You know?
But the thing is this, he also had the skills, because no matter how much power, if you're a power fighter, right, and you're moving up multiple weight classes, eventually you're going to run into a brick wall. Because guys are bigger, they can take more punches, so you got to be able to modify your style to become more defensive so you can last those divisions, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, your brother got a hell of a fight coming up. I got a lot of respect for the move he's making against Brian Norman Jr., tough fighter. Do you feel that God willing, if Devin wins the fight, would you rank this as Devin's best win of his career?
You know, come November 22nd, I feel as though it's going to be a one-sided fight. My brother's going to watch him probably 12-0.
Oh, you're confident.
Confidently. You know, I'm not going to give away the game plan.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to give away what we see Brian Norman's not good at, but he's just not on my brother's level. You know, this is his first big fight. You know, he's the man at 147. It was Boots. Boots moved up to 54, so now Brian Norman is the man, and you see my brother's coming for the man. So when my brother beats him, I feel like as though this will be his. Yeah, this might be his best win besides Lomo.
Okay. Well, with that being said, man, pleasure to meet you. Let them know where they can find you at on social media.
Y'all can find me at Sean the Gift on Instagram, Sean the Gift on YouTube, and just be on the lookout. I'm gonna take out your favorite amateur fighter soon.
Say no more. This is Low Nose Boxing. I'm over here with Sean Haney, the next Haney champ in the making. Y'all stay up.